Hey, what's up guys? Coach U coming here to talk to you about warm-ups and how to get prepped for either pre-game or pre-practice. We're going to do them with mini bands, but I want to talk about the mini bands and how they can come in all shapes and sizes and different colors. Different companies are going to have different colors, different sizes. As you can see, these right here, you have a red one and a green one that are the same length, and then that blue one right there that's really short. They're all different resistances, so that's going to affect how your warm-up's going to go. When we're talking warm-ups, we don't want to go crazy hard on the tension. We're just trying to get warmed up and some blood flow. So we're going to go over right now 4 exercises on how to get yourself warmed up and how to use these bands effectively. All right, the first exercise we're going to do is the lateral band walk. What we're going to do first is go over the placement of that band. The lower down the chain you go, the harder it's going to be. So once you get it up around the leg here, stick the other leg through, pull that guy all the way up above the knees. That's going to be your easier starting point. The further down you go, the harder it is. I typically go around the ankles, but you also need to meet your body where it's at. So if you can't handle it around the ankles, bring it up the chain a little bit. When we do the lateral band walk, we're trying to get the glutes fired up. Our abductors, the ones that push us out to the side, okay, going out to the side with the legs, these guys are starting to get warmed up. Why it's important to get these guys warmed up is because you're going to use them when you're on the field. So why not get them warmed up right away? Okay, when you do this exercise, step and replace, step and replace. You want to take a big enough step to where you're not overstepping, having to reach, but you're able to stay controlled. Okay, step and replace. Secondly, no dragging the foot. That's not productive. It's also not showing that we can control this leg as we come back in. Okay, step and replace. Lastly, no wobbly. Okay, so I don't want you wobbling side to side looking like Gumby. Okay, so we're going side to side, controlled. Step, replace, step, replace, step, replace. Surefire way to get your glutes and hips warmed up. All right, next we're going to go into a monster walk. So we're going forward and backwards now. That's going to help open up the front of the hips and also the back of the hips here, okay? So when we do this, again, we don't want to overstep. Same thing, controlled steps as we go forward, making sure that you're controlling each step. Okay, we're going to do 10 to 15, 16 steps forward. Then we're going to go backwards, backwards. When you step backwards, think about pushing the heel or the foot through the band as opposed to just turning and reaching back. So we don't want to swivel open. We want to keep ourselves really still, get a little arm action going, control the steps, get to that rep range that you're supposed to get to, a little warmth, get back, good controlled steps. Again, we're not letting it swing in. Control your steps, and that's going to open up the front of your hips and the back and your glutes. Next, we're going to go into the 3-way toe tap. With this, we're looking for one leg to be really stable and not move, and the other leg is going to be moving. With this, we also don't want to shift the hips or the weight too much. What we're trying to do is load into the outside leg or the leg that we're not using, and we're going to take the other foot and we're going to reach diagonally to the side and backwards. So if I'm standing on a clock, we're looking at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 5 o'clock, okay? 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock. What we want to make sure that's not happening is that knee is buckling in. So this is what we don't want. We don't want shifting over to the side and back, and these hips are moving a lot. We're looking for stability here. That's going to get our whole trunk and the chain of the leg on the back side and the front side really warmed up and nice controlled, okay? We're looking for stability. This is a great way to get the hips in a stable position, but also working this side through movement. This is a surefire way to get those hips and glutes ready to take on some action, either practice or during a game. All right, now the last exercise of this series is we're going to go into the standing clamshell. For this one, we're going to take the band and put it up and above the knees. Okay, and we're going to hold that position. We're going to go about a little tension within the band, about hip width distance in our good athletic position. And what we're going to do is we're going to rotate through the foot here, and then we're going to drive the knee out, okay? Rotating again, so squash the bug with the foot, drive the knee out, making sure this knee isn't caving in as I go out. So we don't want any of this. We don't want both knees moving. We want this knee coming towards this knee, and then that repels against that knee. Okay, come towards the knee, go away from the knee. Just like this is going to help open up the glutes, get the hips opened up, your external rotators, and then it's your internal rotators as well. So we're getting all the hip complex opened up, and we're also getting a ton of stability here on this leg, and another great exercise to get your hips and glutes fired up and ready for practice or the game.